One more. One more. Beautiful. Good. That's what we got to bring him on to. Nobody can take them.
Had to wear the Kronk merch. Shout out Kronk. So first session is strength. We're basically going to be doing some explosive weights, high intensity, short amount of time. We're working on our sprint systems.
If I can beat Jake Paul, then excuse my French, what the f is Anthony Joshua going to do to Jake Paul? I think my dad said that AJ could beat him with his prick, and I completely will back that up. Even if AJ had a broken arm in there, it still wouldn't go past a minute.
Anthony Joshua trains with calm intensity, sharpening his power, footwork, and timing as he prepares for Jake Paul. On the other side, Jake is working just as hard, determined to prove he belongs in the ring with a world-level heavyweight. The build-up shows to fighters grinding without excuses, and fans are locked in with curiosity. Nobody knows how this unexpected but explosive matchup will play out.
One thing I knew, he was a hard worker. Second thing I knew, genetically, he's very gifted. But I knew after the evaluation, we had some work to do. Now I've seen his body already evolve into something totally different. I've seen his conditioning evolve into something different. And more importantly, his understanding of his body and why he's doing things the way he's doing them. That's the most important evolution that I've.
Inside Joshua's camp, confidence fills the atmosphere. He knows the advantage is his and trains with purpose, not to survive, but to dominate. Jake Paul has talked loud, but Joshua wants to answer the only way that matters: step in the ring, shut down the hype, and remind the world that levels in boxing still exist. No words, just proof.
Because early on, if you look for power, you waste energy, then that power evaporates. When they're tired, you ain't got the power to take them out, so you've got to open up in the gap for no reason. So just relax, flow.
Just pop off
Good
that
feet,
reach.
you were saying.
Just pop off that reach. And any time you move, that should be that. That should be that. Yeah. And then the controls down the middle. All right.
Yeah. That's what
Control, smooth, relax. Last minute, mate. That'll do you then. Uppercut. Good. Right hand. Good. Left hook high. Good. Uppercut high.
Eddie Hearn explains that the offer on the table for Anthony Joshua is simply too massive to ignore at this stage of his career. Joshua has fought the best, won world titles, and built a legacy few heavyweights can match. So, when a fight offers life-changing money with lower risk, it becomes a smart business move, not desperation. Boxing has always been about legacy and earnings, and only a fool would walk away from a deal this big. Jake Paul opened the financial door, and Joshua is walking through it. Because champions don't leave opportunity on the table. Analysts remind fans that Joshua has spent years in deep water against champions, knockout artists, and elite athletes, even after 14 months out of the ring.
Offers deserve to be taken seriously.
Reported yesterday by the ring by Mike Coppinger that one's in the works and looking likely for December. What can you tell me?
Yeah, not yet. I mean, there has been conversations, obviously. I think it comes down to how true, they are. Jake Paul is that he actually wants to fight. I mean, he's a madman if he wants to fight. But for some reason, and he thinks he can beat AJ. And I have to be honest, we were going to have a run out in December, over 8 rounds against a bloke you've never heard of. And we may end up having a run out against Jake Paul for a career high payday. I don't see how we can turn it down.
When I asked you about it a couple of days ago, you said at that time you never really got into the financials. Have those been discussed now? Have you discussed the financial element?
There has been some conversations around that, and it is, it's a huge amount of money. And I think AJ would be mad if he didn't do it, and I think he will do it if Jake Paul is genuine. We may wake up tomorrow with these people and they've announced another fight. Honestly, anything could happen. So I still can't get my head around the fact that this guy wants to challenge AJ. Listen, respect to him if it's true, but we shall see.
Two to end on that note, I spoke to Alfie Sharman earlier. He said that himself or DAZN have had no conversations about AJ potentially taking that fight. Obviously AJ is exclusive to DAZN. What's the situation with regards to that? Because I know they'd want it.
Apparently the fight's done. Obviously it's not done because those conversations have to take place. I'm very confident that I can have some positive conversations with DAZN. Obviously we'll be on a clock, but it's a 50-50.
Last one from me. I saw Chris McKenna tweeted that Anthony Joshua currently doesn't have a British Boxing Board of Control licence. Obviously, it's not unusual for someone who isn't fighting currently and is inactive to let it run out. But he would have to apply for one to face Jake Paul again.
The gap in experience and skill between Joshua and Jake Paul is massive. Time away may create ring rust, but Joshua's power, technique, IQ, and physical advantages remain light years ahead. The experts, believed that once Joshua chooses to press forward, he can take full control of the fight whenever he wants. Adam Catterall criticizes the decision to make this a fully sanctioned fight, rather than a safer exhibition. He warns that standing across from a real heavyweight like Joshua is no joke.
And just to clarify, I don't class Otto Wallin as a very competitive fight. Every competitive fight that AJ is in from now until the end of his career and has been in for the last few years, I believe has taken something out of him. Every time he's in a competitive fight, even when he's won, and I'm not saying taken out of him to the extent where he's no longer a good fighter, no longer can do anything, but every single one has taken one out of him. So let's say, for example, you go down the Tony Yoka route and you can sell it as the 2 Olympic gold medalists and whatever. It's a lose-lose, mate. You're expected to knock him out. If you don't, then you go the distance. I think that's going to take something out of you. I actually think that this could be better prep for a Tyson Fury fight. Not just
mentally as well, because he smokes him and it looks great, and then he's confident.
This is what I'm saying, right? Not just from a stylistic boxing standpoint, but from the mental standpoint of the fact that if you go in there and you smoke Jake Paul, straight away, all of a sudden, it's headline news, it's massive, and as well as that, you're coming in off the back of something that's impressive, right? We all felt like the Francis Ngannou performance was really impressive, but it wasn't followed up with an impressive performance. So it doesn't actually determine whether or not...
This is worse. This is worse than that. I don't know what you're thinking, Lawrence, but the Ngannou one, you could at least say heavyweight. You could say that his pedigree. So we didn't really... While he was coming from a different kind of method of fighting, end of the day, he's still a champion. We're talking about Jake Paul, guys.
Do you know what's mad? Can I just add something in before Loza jumps in? There are Americans, and I've heard them in the last 24 hours, giving Jake Paul a better chance than Francis Ngannou, saying he has the boxing experience. Francis Ngannou didn't have enough boxing experience. Because that's how Americans view this whole thing.
Well, no, Francis Ngannou did have more boxing experience than Jake Paul.
Well, yeah. But that's what they're saying is like, Francis Ngannou had 1 fight, Jake Paul's had like 10, 12.
10 rounds, and you little say I'm licking his ass. 10 rounds of Tyson Fury, will gain you more experience.
Exhibitions allow protection, real fights do not. 1 clean shot from Joshua could change everything. And Catterall questions whether Jake Paul truly understands the difference between YouTube fights and a legitimate world-class punch from a former champion. The entertainment may be big, but the risk is even bigger. Fans have waited years to see Joshua versus Tyson Fury, and many are shocked that Jake Paul is the next opponent instead. Analysts explain that boxing politics, negotiations, and timing made Fury difficult to secure, while the Jake Paul fight was easy, fast, and financially huge. While fans may feel disappointed, Joshua is following the smartest path for his career right now. Experts also warn that Joshua's power is on a different level, and once he lands clean, the fight could be over in seconds. The gap in size, strength.
Yeah. Brutal knockout against Dubois.
Yeah.
Not the same AJ maybe of the past. He's 36. He's got a chance to earn £70 million, maybe to add to the 150 he's already got. Why wouldn't he do it? Because why would he want to maybe for 5 or 10 million fight Fabio Wardley who's dangerous, Itoma who's dangerous? Surely from an AJ point of view, it makes sense.
Makes sense. From any fighter's point of view, it makes sense because you're in... Listen, belts don't pay your mortgage, do they? And I know he's got a lot of dough anyway, but 70 million... If someone's going to throw you 70 million quid to fight a lad that struggled and lost to Tommy Fury, you're going to take it, aren't you?
Yep.
So from AJ's point of view, I completely get that. From Jake Paul's point of view, you're leveraging your audience in the world of boxing and making a ton of cash fighting the former 2-time unified heavyweight champion of the world. Mate, most boxing fans would bite your hand off at that opportunity, especially if you're throwing 70 million quid in the pot as well. I've no problem with the promoters. My problem is that it can't be a legitimate fight. Let's be dead honest about this, right?
Eddie Hearn said it will be.
Listen, there is no commission on the planet that can authorise that fight. It's a 2-time unified heavyweight world champion, still in his athletic prime. You just said he's 36. We're not talking Mike Tyson age of 50 odd here now, are we? Olympic gold medalist. He's had 13 world title fights, as AJ. 13 of them. Against the very best guys.
And could take his head off.
It is dangerous.
Yeah.
It is absolutely dangerous. Like I've just said, Jake Paul struggled with Tommy Fury. The levels between these two guys are ridiculous. The commissions cannot sanction that as a legitimate fight. There has to be a rule change. It has to be an exhibition. And then you can have a little bit of a move.
Hold on, Gab. Let's go back to proper boxing. I'm with Cats here. You know, this is ridiculous.
Big story, though.
Oh, listen, because it's AJ, because it's Jake Paul, it's going to do numbers and capture.
And danger is massiving. That's what makes this matchup so risky. Tommy Fury compares his own fight with Jake Paul to the challenge that awaits him now. Fury says if he could beat Paul, then a bigger, stronger, more skilled fighter like Joshua will make the job look simple. He insists this fight is about Levels. Joshua is a world-class heavyweight, while Paul is still learning the sport. Fury believes that Joshua's size, intelligence, and power will overwhelm Jake instantly. From the opening bell, Jake will realize he has stepped into a world he wasn't ready for. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment your opinion, subscribe, and share with other boxing fans. More updates, breakdowns, and fight news coming soon. See you in the next video, fight fans. Stay ready. ******.